translated as Buddhistic monastery, or other sources say that it's translated as the place of happiness or good fortune. So cities started to be created here from 8th century BC, when Bukhara and Samarkand were settled by Sogdians. Sogdians, they were very popular on the Silk Road. So as the Silk Road passed from here, from Bukhara, Samarkand, Hiva, Tashkent, and they were good also on preparing very delicious wine at that times. 6th century BC, these lands were conquered by the first Persian dynasty, Achaemenids dynasty, and many historians believe that the dialect which was brought by Achaemenids is still used here by people. So our people in Samarkand and in Bukhara, they are speaking Tajik.
Tajik.
So, yes, Tajik Persian dialect. And also Achaemenids, they brought Zoroastrian religion, which was till the Arabic Caliphate occupied this land, till the beginning of 8th century. So 4th century BC, Alexander the Great reached these lands, so he brought also lots of changings, for example, new culture, Hellenistic culture. It's the mixture of the East and West culture. So then it goes Turks. So the 1st century BC, AD, Bukhara became part of Kushan kingdom, which was one of the biggest for the times. 2nd, 3rd centuries, it is the time of Eftalid Tsars. 6th century AD, different Turk tribes settled here, and also Jews. Nowadays we have our Jewish community. So Jews came here on 6th century, in 6th century AD, and some of them settled here. By this way, Bukharian Jewish community was created. Like Imam al-Bukhari, you have mentioned him. As he was born in Bukhara, his name was Ismail. That's why they started to call him like al-Bukhari, Imam al-Bukhari, because Imam, he is the second, he is the person, theologist, who wrote the second holy book for Islamic world. That's why Imam. Also in Bukhara, Avicenna, Abu Ali bin Sina was born. Lots of students from your land now studying in institutes, medical institutes, which is named in honor of Abu Ali bin Sina. So he was born 30 kilometers from the city Bukhara in the village of Shona. Also 9th century is very prominent for Bukhara because it was the time of the last Persian dynasty, Samanids dynasty, and the founder of this dynasty, Ismail Samani, he established Bukhara as the capital of his empire. So of course he started to pay great attention to this land, to this city. But after his death, his offspring couldn't rule properly. Then it goes the dynasty of the dynasty of Karahanids, then Harizm Shahs in 30th century. There was a Mongols invasion. So Genghis Khan, you know, he usually ordered to burning down or destroying everything, but in Bukhara some buildings are survived, and most of them are located in the old part of the city. So after Genghis Khan, 4th century, it is the time of Timurids dynasty. Tamerlan, who was born not far from Samarkand in the village Ilgar in Shahrisabz, he moved capital from Bukhara to Samarkand, and of course paid more attention to that city rather than to others. But after, so they ruled during the 2 centuries. In 16th century there came Shaybanids dynasty. They are considered to be founders of Uzbek nation. During the Shaybanids dynasty, Bukhara again became capital. And also, so how Uzbeks came? There are different versions. One version says that Uzbeks, it was a tribe. The chief of them was Uzbek Khan. Uzbeks came from this tribe. Other version says that it was a group of people who didn't want to have any ruler, any owner. From Turk language, Özümgabek is translated as I am owner of myself, I am ruler to myself. 17th century, it is the time of Ashtarkhanids dynasty. There came from the site of Astrakhan. And last dynasty, last monarchy came in 18th century, and they ruled till 1920. until these lands were occupied by Red Army, Soviet Union. In 1924, Central Asia was divided into 5 parts, and part of Khiva Khanate, part of Kokand Khanate, and part of Bukhara Emirate became Uzbek Socialistic Republic. And in 1991, as many countries, Uzbekistan got independence, and you can see lots of changings are still happening. Bukhara is divided into 2 parts. It's new part and old part of the city. So changings mainly happening in the new part here in Bukhara region, because in the old part we are trying to keep this authenticity. Yes.
Okay.
If you have any questions,